Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the GROW program, and I want to start off by letting you know that God is in control. And I just want you to remember that. God is in control no matter what you see going on around you. All this chaos, negativity, and drama, and it's terrible. It is terrible. But I know God is in control and it's going to be all worked out. Matter of fact, it's being worked out as we speak. So don't you fret and worry and stress. You keep your eyes focused on the Lord. Just like I told you, don't focus on this chaos, negativity, and drama that's going on. But I will say this. I was listening to Van Jones this morning on CNN, and Van Jones just made mention of how there is the injustice system here in this country, and how, the difference is, when George Floyd when was killed, and the people protested and rose up, angry. We all angry about what happened, what we saw across this TV screen, that's been going on for years and years and years. We tired of it, and so he mentioned that thousands and thousands of protesters were jailed behind protesting over George Floyd, but virtually no one, 13 people, virtually no one went to jail yesterday for crashing, breaching the Capitol building. Nobody went to jail. And the most shocking scene to me, well, it was two of them, but one of the most shocking scenes to me was the man walking through the rotunda that John Lewis just laid in with a Confederate flag. And the Republicans don't stand for the Confederate flag. But this man stood behind hatred. He stood behind evil. And these people, that's what they stand for. And the other scene that I saw, the other picture that I saw that really disturbed me outside the Capitol building was a noose hanging. See what I'm saying? This man stood behind hatred, and then but you stand behind hatred, and then you don't understand how you lost the African vote. You don't understand that. And you say you did so much for African people, but you didn't stand up for us when we needed you to stand up for us. That's what we needed. We need you to stand up to your white supremacist people and let them know, hey, look, you ain't supreme over nobody. We are all one nation under God. That's what you should have told them. And see, then you would have got the African vote. If you'd have stood on TV and denounced racism, denounced it once and for all, this country could have possibly began to move forward some kind of way. But no, it wasn't in it for you to do that. Because you want to continue on with the hate. You want to fester it, and you liked it. And it was terrible. It was terrible. You tell people to go down to the Capitol building. Why? Why go down there? The vice president down there. The congressmen are down there. They down there making laws. They down there working. They down there doing their job. What you supposed to be doing, trying to unite this country. But no, you send these people down there where you knew they were. And then on top of that, you knew, they were going to breach the building. They were going to go up there with Capitol Police can't do nothing with all those thousands and thousands of people that you sent an invitation to come to Washington to. You sent out the invitation. I saw it. You invited them to come up to Washington for a rally, and you want to speak to them for an hour or so, and then you go on back in the house and send them on down to the Capitol building to go destroy it. You knew what you were doing. And anybody who can't sit and see what this man and the GOP who stood behind him did to this country and tried to destroy democracy, because I'm telling you something, I knew it. I saw it 4 years ago. I'm telling you something, when Donald Trump really got in there and started cutting up, honey, I cut off all TV. I had to focus on what this man was doing to this country, and what we headed, because I knew he getting ready to turn it over. He want to try to overthrow the government. Everybody like, no, he won't do that. The Democrats wagging their finger. No, they writing letters. No, this ain't happening. And then go on to what they want to talk about. I knew it. I knew it. And that's one thing Trump did call them, the do nothing Democrats, that they didn't do nothing. You know, they went and impeached him, and the senators, you know, they decided they weren't, you know, I mean, something could have been done a long time ago before we got to this point. Man got 2 weeks left in office. Twitter done took him off Twitter, and he got sitting over there with the nuclear codes. What you think he think about doing? You know, he think about doing some different things, but I'm gonna tell you something. He think about doing what all he want to do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, 2 weeks later, we're going to watch Joe Biden get inaugurated in office. I'm going to let you know that right now. And you take that to the bank. I'm getting ready to go on and send this podcast on out to let you know that everything is under control. You ain't got to worry. You can thank me later. But God is in control. We got ancestors in control. And they have let me know everything's going to be all right. Africans are going to come out with substance. We're going to rise. This been 400 years later. We watched what happened yesterday. You know, we know what would have happened had that been a bunch of us, which we would have never done nothing like that. But had that been a bunch of us breaching the building, well, it would have been a lot of bloodshed out there. You know, we know this. But still, that's why we're quietly working, we're quietly building, we're quietly rising, and we're quietly growing. And we're going to grow up out of this oppression. See, this right here, that's like I told you. They going to track those people down. Those people think they got away with something. They got to set an example. You can't sit here and let these people get away with what they think. Sitting up with his leg crossed out up on the desk like he belonged there. He should have, after he listened to his leader speak, and the man said, go down to the Capitol building, he should have got some sense. What I'm going to go down there for? Now, I think we better go on back home. We came up here to hear what we need to hear. We don't need to go down there. They down there working. So if you got any kind of sense, that would have told you right there. Get on your bus or your golf cart or however way you got up there and get on back home. But no, you went on down there with evil and tore up the building, the federal building. That's a sacred building. It's sacred. You respect government. If you call yourself a Christian, a Bible thumping Christian, that's one thing the Bible say respect government. And see, that's what I'm telling you about these Christians. They hypocrites. They believe what they want to believe. They do what they want to do. But I'm telling you something, when you walking in light, you don't live like that. You don't do things like that. You are in this world, but you're not of this world. You are transformed by a renewing of your mind. You don't think evil thoughts. But see, what I'm knowing is the evil that's out there doing, it's going to come back on them. See, just like with Mitch McConnell, when he thought he was doing something slick by denying Merrick Garland that seat. Now, look how God turned that situation around. Mitch McConnell is going to be the Senate minority leader. Merrick Garland would be Attorney General. So, look here, Mitch McConnell, you better watch your step, because, look, you got an Attorney General over here who you denied a Supreme Court justice seat. If I were you, I'd probably go ahead and retire and get on out of there, right now. You done enough damage. You done held up enough bills. Don't nobody really want to see your turtle face, so go on hide up in your shell somewhere. Go on back home. Go on over to your wife. Because see, some stuff getting ready to come out now. There's some stuff getting ready to happen. We finna find out all about the Russian trip over there, the 4th of July, why they went over there. Why you gonna go to Russia on the 4th of July, Independence Day for your country, but you gonna go spend it in a dictatorship? See, we getting ready to find out a whole bunch of different things that went on, and why this and why that, and who this and who that. It's all out in the open now. Like the man said, it's all out in the open. We finna find out some things. But anyway, people, I just want to let you know that God is in control, and the ancestors have revealed to me that it's worked out. It's done. We don't have to worry about anything. It's done. As far as this situation, this administration, we are going to watch Joe Biden go in office on January 20. We're going to watch Joe Biden get escorted into his new disinfected house, his beautiful White House, that is really, truly the people's house. And in remembrance of our beloved ancestors who built it. It would be a beautiful day to see a man and a woman walk up in there who understand what it's like to be single and colored, a single parent and colored in this country. That's a beautiful thing. So as they go in, we know that the United States is now getting ready to truly be united. We getting ready to truly root out hate and root out evil as much as we can. It's gonna be stomped out, because I'm tell you something. I got a grandbaby who gonna carry on the GROW program, and he gonna make sure that evil and racism is stomped out. It's gonna be over with. It's the GROW program is gonna be to the end of racism, the end of inequality, the end for injustice, and the end for oppression for African people and people all around the world. Everybody, don't nobody want to be oppressed. And it's about love. We supposed to love and accept everyone. Just like I told you, I may not agree with how you live your lifestyle, whatever. What you do, that's you. That's your life. I love you as my brother and my sister in God. The way God teaches me to love. I love. That's how we got to get over. Love and our strength and power in numbers. That's how we gonna rise above this oppression. May the Lord bless you and may the Lord keep you. It's all in God's control. He got it under control. God bless you.